Okay, you see. Now look at the board. Here, the power of the electric motor fixed to the lift is 60 HP. Okay, and elevator having a maximum load capacity of 2000 kilogram. That means the weight of the elevator or lift is equal to 2000 into G Newton. That's why 20,000 Newton, because G is equal to 10 is given. Okay, but while the elevator is moving upwards direction, the friction force acts on the elevator is 4,000 Newton. So here weight acts in downwards direction and friction also. While the lift is moving upward direction, the friction acts on the lift is in downwards direction. Because in the apartments, while the lift is going upwards, it move on the rails in upward direction. So between the rail and this lift, some friction force that opposes the motion of the lift while moving upwards. That's why here the friction acts in downwards direction and weight always acts in downwards direction. So in order to move the lift in upward direction, the total force to be applied on the elevator by means of a rope with the help of the motor is equal to sum of these two. So total force required is equal to sum of weight plus friction force. The total force to be applied on the lift by the rope of the elevator is equal to mg plus f. Yeah, I am recording, Mahesh. I will upload. Okay. So here, total force is equal to mg plus f. That is to be applied on the elevator by means of the rope. Okay. With this, with what constant velocity we can move the elevator in upward direction. So power of the motor is equal to constant force into velocity. No. Here he asked velocity, so implies velocity is equal to, we can write P by total force. No, therefore V is equal to P means all must be in SI system, but here it is in CS. In practical units, the horsepower is there. 1 horsepower means how many watts? 1 HP is equal to 746 watt. No, even though we are not having idea, it is given already. 1 HP is equal to 746 watt. That's why this is equal to 746 watt. Here, this is the sum of these two is the total force acts on the elevator in downwards direction. So to move the elevator in upward direction with constant velocity, generally lifts are moving upwards or downwards with constant velocity. So to move the lift in upward direction with constant velocity, by means of rope, the force equal to this downward force to be applied. That's why force to be applied by the rope on the elevator is equal to this force only into constant velocity. That is equal to power. So V is equal to, power means 60 into 746 by F means 20. F means total force is equal to sum of these two, 20,000 plus 4,000. 20,000 plus 4,000. Okay. So if you simplify them, you will get the answer. So after simplification, you will get 1.86 meter per second. That is nearly equal to 1.9 meter per second. So answer is given 1.9. So this is the answer. In this way, we can do. Okay. Almost all the on the same concept they asked the one more problem also. Okay. You see this problem. Now we go to the next problem. I think these are the 2020 problems. Here next problem also almost all the same type of problem they asked. Okay. 17th problem. All of you see the 17th problem. An elevator in a building can carry a maximum of 10 persons with the average mass of each person is equal to 68 kg. So total mass of the persons, mass of all persons means 10 persons only. So that is the M1. M1 is equal to mass of each person is 68 kg. 10 persons are there in the lift. That's why 680. That is equal to 680 kg. It is the mass of the all persons in the elevator. Mass of the elevator is given. So mass of elevator is also given. Mass of elevator M2 is equal to 920 kg is given. It moves with a constant speed. V is equal to 3 meter per second. It moves with a constant speed. Whether okay, constant speed is given. Friction force opposing the motion. Friction force F is equal to 6,000 Newton is given. If the elevator is moving up, okay, here with this velocity, elevator is moving upward, moving up with its full capacity, the power delivered. So power is equal to total force, net force on the elevator into constant speed. Here, as the elevator is moving upwards, the total mass of the elevator is equal to, here weight of the person acts in downwards direction, weight of the elevator acts in downwards direction, and as the elevator moving upwards, the friction also acts in downwards direction. That's why weight of the persons, weight of the lift, and the frictional force all acts in downwards direction. Therefore, net force means power P is equal to net force means sum of all these forces, because the elevator has to apply the same amount of force on the, by means of the rope of the elevator. On the elevator, the rope must apply the force equivalent to sum of these two. Then net force becomes zero, so that the lift goes upwards with constant velocity. అంటే ఇక్కడ లిఫ్ట్ పైకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఈ డౌన్వర్డ్స్ డైరెక్షన్ లో టోటల్ గా ఎంత ఫోర్స్ అయితే పనిచేస్తుందో దానికి ఈక్వలెంట్ ఫోర్స్ కనుక లిఫ్ట్ మీద అపోర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లో మనం అప్లై చేస్తే, అపోర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లో మనం అప్లై చేస్తే అప్పుడు ఇంకా అది కాన్స్టెంట్ స్పీడ్ తో పైకి మూవ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో మాస్ ఆఫ్ 10 పర్సన్స్, ఈచ్ పర్సన్ మాస్ ఇచ్చాడు. సో మాస్ ఆఫ్ 10 పర్సన్స్ ఇది. తర్వాత ఎలివేటర్ మాస్ ఇచ్చాడు. ఓకే, అయితే లిఫ్ట్ పైకి వెళ్తా ఉంది అన్నాడు. పైకి వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు అఫ్ కోర్స్ weight of the persons, weight of the elevator మొత్తం కిందకే పనిచేస్తుంటే, as the lift moving upwards, the friction force acts on the lift in downwards direction. Suppose if the lift comes down, అప్పుడు friction force పైకి ఉంటుంది, weight m1g m2g రెండు కిందకు ఉంటాయి. అప్పుడు net force downwards direction ఎంత ఉంటుంది? m1g plus m2g minus m, m1g plus m2g minus m. దానికి ఈక్వలెంట్ అది నెట్ ఫోర్స్. ఆ నెట్ ఫోర్స్ ఇంటూ కాన్స్టెంట్ వెలాసిటీ gives power required in that case while coming down, because while coming down no need to exert the more force, but while moving upward only the lift, the motor of the lift has to apply the more power. Okay, so it is moving upwards only here, constant velocity. That's why total force to be applied is equal to sum of all this m1g plus m2g plus friction force m into constant velocity. Here m1g means 6, you see m1 means 680 into g means 10 plus m2g means, m2 means 920 into g10 plus friction force 6000 into constant velocity. So you simplify them, then you will get approximately, you will get 66,000 watt or 66 kilowatt, but answer is given 66,000 watt only. Okay, in this way we can do. This is also easy, no? In mains definitely we can do, just if you go through simple concepts only, we can do, you can do at least 12 to 15% easily, 12 to 15% maximum easily, not with more efforts. So that's why you concentrate on physics. Just మీ క్లాస్ లో సార్ వేసారని సార్ ఆర్యభవన్ లో కానీ ఇక్కడ కానీ మీకు నోట్స్ లో ఏ ఫార్ములాస్ అయితే చెప్పారో అవి మోర్ దాన్ ఎనఫ్. నాన్న వేరే బుక్ చూడాల్సిన అవసరమే లేదు. మీరు అసలు ఆ ఫార్ములాస్ చూసుకుంటే మనకు కావాల్సిన 15% ఈజీగా చేయొచ్చు. మనకి ర్యాంక్ కావాల్సిన ఫిజిక్స్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎంతైతే కావాలో ఆ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ మనం మన నోట్స్ ద్వారా డైరెక్ట్ ఇచ్చేయచ్చు. ఓ ఎక్స్ట్రా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరమే లేదు అసలు. ఓకే, రైట్. సో నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం, next one is very very important. 16th model. It is important for advance also. That model is important for advance also. You see the problem first. Sixteenth one. A body of mass m starts moving. A body of mass m starts moving from rest. So initial velocity is 0. From rest along x-axis, so that its velocity varies as v is equal to a into root s, where a is the constant. Okay, the distance covered by the, where s is the distance covered by the body. The total work done by all the forces acting on a body in the first second after the starts of the motion. So after t is equal to 1 second, what is the speed of the total work done by all the forces? Work done is equal to question mark. That is the case. Okay, have you seen the question? Okay, now all of you look at the board. Okay, you see here, what is the net work done on the body? They asked it. Initially the body is at rest. After 1 second, suppose if you find velocity of the body, after 1 second if you find the velocity of the body, that means in between velocity and time we need the relation. but we are given the velocity and displacement relation. Okay, after 1 second, if you find the velocity, then work done is equal to, according to work energy theorem, according to work energy theorem, net work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. We can write now half mv square minus half mv square. Of course, u 0. That's why net work done is equal to half mv square only. That means after 1 second, what is the velocity? If you know, then we know the amount of work done, net work done. Okay. So how we can find the velocity after a time t? So to find the velocity after a time t, we need the relation between v and t. But here it is given that the relation between v and s is given. So we square on both sides. V square is equal to a square into s. Now we differentiate them on both sides with respect to time. You differentiate on both sides. You okay, not differentiation. We need the integration only, because first of all we have to obtain the relation between s and t. Okay, that's why v can be written as ds by dt. V can be written as ds by dt. That is equal to a into root s. Of course, in different ways we can do. So therefore, ds by root s is equal to a into dt. Here a is constant, not acceleration. ds by root s is equal to a into dt. Okay, root s can be written as s to the power of minus half no into ds is equal to a into dt. Now you do integration on both sides. At t is equal to 0, the particle starts from rest. That's why displacement is also 0. After a time t seconds, the displacement of the body is yes. Now, what is the integration of s to the power of minus half ds? That means s to the power of minus half ds means s to the power of minus half plus 1. That means s to the power of half by s to the power of half. That means 2 root s, no? 2 root s is equal to a into integral t means integral dt means t. When you substitute the limits, you will get this only. Here also, when you substitute the limits 0 to s, you will get this only. So root s is equal to at by 2, or s is equal to a square by 4 into t square. It is the relation between s and t. Now from this you find the relation between v and t. So v is equal to ds by dt. That is equal to d by dt of s means we got a square by 4 into t square. A square by 4 into t square. Here a is constant, 4 is constant, you keep aside. Into d by dt of t square means 2 into t, no? So 2 2s are. Therefore, a square t by 2 is the velocity. Okay. After 1 second, after t is equal to 1 second, velocity is equal to a square by 2 only, no? Therefore, work done is equal to from 1. Work done is equal to half m into v square. So half m into v square means a to the power of 4 by 4. Okay, v square, no? That is equal to ma to the power of 4 by h. Ma to the power of 4 by h. Okay. After 1 second, actually they asked it, but in terms of time it is given. In terms of time is this, you take the formula. Okay. After any time t, what is the work done? So work done is equal to half m v square. It is after 1 second. It is the formula for work done after t is equal to 1 second. After any time t means half m into, answer is given in terms of t. That's why half m into t, v square means this one. A square t by 2 whole square. Therefore, half m into a to the power of 4 t square by 4. Therefore, work done is equal to m a to the power of 4 t square by 8. We can write now. So this is the formula for work done after time t. M a to the power of 4 t square by 8. That is the answer. Okay. Okay, are you followed? Next, 17th problem. Next, 17th problem. Okay, you see the problem? Seventeenth problem, all of you see. Okay. Seventeenth problem. A particle is moving in a circular path of radius a A particle is moving in a circular path of radius R, not A, that is printing mistake, I think. Radius R under the action of an attractive potential U is equal to that means potential is given U is equal to minus K by 2R square. So that means attraction force is because the potential energy is because of attraction force. That's why we got minus sign. Because of repulsion, if the body gains the potential energy, that then you will get positive sign. Here, what is the total energy they asked? Total energy. Potential energy is given. Then what is the total energy they asked? Total energy. That is equal to E, which is equal to question mark. Total energy means potential energy plus kinetic energy. That is the total energy, no? Potential energy plus kinetic energy. Okay, that is the total energy. Okay, now okay, I think you have seen the question. Now look at the board. Now you see the board. So here potential energy is given. Total energy of the body they asked. Already we know here the body travel along the circular path of radius given. No? Here the body travel along the circular path of radius small r. Of course, A is given. That is not A. That is equal to R only, not A. Okay. So when the body travel along the circular path, suppose the speed of the body is say V, then what is the kinetic energy of the body? Half mv square. To find the kinetic energy of the body, we need the velocity. How we can find velocity? You see from this formula, whenever the body travel along the circular path, it experiences the centripetal force. No? From this potential energy, how we can find the centripetal force? Is there any relation between the force and potential energy? Is there any relation between force and potential energy? Anybody else? You can respond. Is there any relation between force and potential energy? No relation. Sai. Force acts on a body is equal to negative gradient of potential energy. We are having the relation F is equal to minus du by dr. So this is equal to minus d by dr of potential energy means minus k by 2r square. Of course, here minus k by 2 constant you write outside, minus minus plus, then k by 2 you write outside. D by dr of r 1 by r square means r to the power of minus 2. That is equal to k by 2 into differentiation of r to the power of minus 2 with respect to r. That means minus 2 into minus 2 into r to the power of minus 2 means r to the power of minus 3. You will get now differentiation. Okay, minus d by dr of minus k by 2r square. Okay, that is equal to minus into minus k by 2 means plus k by 2 into d by dr of r to the power of minus 2. So r to the power of minus 2 differentiation means minus 2 into r to the power of minus 3. Okay, therefore this is equal to 2 2s are. Therefore minus k by r cube we can write now. Minus k by r cube we can write. Okay, therefore here what is the direction of this force? What is the direction of this force? Here this minus sign represents just the here position vector r bar is in this direction, whereas the force is opposite direction. That's why we got minus sign. This negative sign represents it is the attraction force. Therefore, attractive force acts on the particle to move along the circular path. Attractive force F is equal to, now it is equal to k by r cube. But when the body move along the circular path, then the attractive force provides the necessary centripetal force. No? That's why this is equal to mv square by r. Therefore, from that mv square is equal to 1 r cancel here. Therefore, k by r square. Okay. Therefore, kinetic energy k is equal to half mv square. That is equal to mv square means k by r square by 2 is there. K by r square by 2 is already here. So by 2. Therefore, this is the kinetic energy. Total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. Potential energy is equal to minus k by 2 r square is given plus kinetic energy means k by 2 r square. Therefore, that is equal to 0. No? Therefore, total energy is equal to 0. The total energy of the particle here is 0. Okay. Total energy of the particle is 0. No. Here kinetic energy is equal to half of the potential energy. That is applicable only in case of satellites. Here the potential energy varies with the distance according to the equation that is given. The equation is given. In that case, the potential energy varies with the distance according to the equation minus gmm by r. That means minus k by r. In that case, in such case, kinetic energy is equal to half of the potential energy numerically. Okay, but not here. We should not try. You remember that point. Okay. In that case, potential energy is equal to some minus some constant by r we get, because minus gmm by r is the potential energy between the satellite and the earth. Minus gmm by r. Of course, gmm is constant. So minus such constant is a k by r. In such case, that formula is true. But not here. It is r square is there no in the denominator. ఇక్కడ డినామినేటర్ r స్క్వేర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఆ ఫార్ములా మనం యూజ్ చేయకూడదు. ఓకే, ఇక్కడే మనం కొన్ని మిస్టేక్స్ చేస్తే జాగ్రత్తగా చూసుకోండి. శ్రీహర్ష, ఓకే, వరుణ్, రైట్. ఓకే, శ్రీహర్ష, వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ డౌట్? శ్రీహర్ష, I will meet of you, just you speak. What is your doubt? Sriharsha. Okay. Right. Next. Front page. Attraction force. Okay. Here, whenever the particle travel along the circular path here, suppose if attraction force is not there, at this instant, as the velocity of the particle is in this direction, then it travel along the same path, along the same state only. Because of attraction force, as the particle is pulled towards the center, its direction of motion changes and they travel like this. If attraction force is not there, definitely the particle travel along the straight line path along tangential direction. Okay, because of attraction force only, we know in case of electron orbiting around the nucleus, the attraction force between the nucleus and electron provides the necessary centripetal force. ఎలక్ట్రాన్ న్యూక్లియస్ చుట్టూ ఆర్బిట్ లో రెవల్యూషన్ చేస్తా ఉంది అంటే ఎలక్ట్రాన్ కి న్యూక్లియస్ కి మధ్య అట్రాక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ ఆ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ న్యూక్లియస్ చుట్టూ రెవల్యూషన్ చేయడానికి అవసరమైన సెంట్రిపిటల్ ఫోర్స్ ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తుంది. దానివల్లే అది న్యూక్లియస్ చుట్టూ సర్క్యులర్ పాత్ లో రొటేషన్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, తరుణ్ తేజ్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ మోర్ ప్రాబ్లం. You see the 18th problem. All of you read the 18th problem. Okay, 18th problem. Two particles of the same mass m are moving in a circular orbit because of the force given by, the force acts on the particle is given by Fr is equal to, that means F has the function of R, given by minus 16 by R minus R cube. That is given. Minus 16 by R minus R cube. The first particle is at a distance of R is equal to 1. First particle is at a distance, for first particle R is equal to 1. For second particle R is equal to 4. The best estimate for the ratio of the kinetic energies of the particles, first and second particle, is closest to 2. So ratio between the kinetic energies of the first particle and second particle they asked. K1 by K2 is equal to question mark. This is the question they asked. Okay, here because of this force the particle travel along the circular path means this force provides the necessary centripetal force. No, as the particle travel along the circle path, definitely centripetal force F is equal to mv square by r. This is equal to this one because this force only makes the particle to travel along the circular path. That's why this force provides a centripetal force, that is equal to minus, you take minus common, 16 by r plus r cube. It is the centripetal force acts on the particle. Okay, from this, what is the kinetic energy of the first particle? They asked. To find the kinetic energy, from this relation you find mv square by value. Mv square is equal to minus, you multiply with r, then 16 plus r to the power of 4 you will get now. Okay, therefore kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. That is equal to half mv square means this one, minus of 16 plus r to the power of 4. There are two cases here. This for both the particles, formula for kinetic energy is same. Only this function is different. That's why kinetic energy is proportional to 16 plus r to the power of 4. There are two particles. Therefore, for the two particles, kinetic energy are in ratio 16 plus r1 to the power of 4 by 16 plus r2 to the power of 4. That is equal to 16 plus r1 means 1. 1 to the power of 4 means 1. By 16 plus r2 to the power of 4 means 4 to the power of 4. Okay, simplify that. K1 by K2 is equal to 17 by 16 plus 256. No, 14. 16 16s are 256. Okay, you simplify them. Therefore, 17 by 16 plus 256 means 272. No, 272. Okay, here answer approximately it is given. Answer is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 2 given it is 16 into 6 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So K1 by K2 is equal to, in terms of multiples of 10 means 10 to the power of minus 2, like that it is given. So first 0 point. So when you take the 0 point, then it becomes 170. So 170 by 272 means again you put 0, then 1700. How many times 272 into how many times? Approximately it is equal to 17 means you multiply with the 6. When you multiply with the 6, then 6 2s are 12, 6 7s are 42, 43, 6 2s are 12, 16, 16 32. Suppose if you take 7 times, it is greater than this one. That's why approximately you will get 6 times. Okay, therefore 6 into 10 to the power of minus 2 we can write now. So answer is 6 into 10 to the power of minus 2 approximately. So the relation between kinetic energy of the two particles, when radius of the circular path of the first particle is 1, second particle is 4, then what is the ratio between the kinetic energies? Means it is the ratio between the kinetic energies. Okay. Next. Okay, next problem. Okay. Now we see the 11th problem. 2019 afternoon session problem. A uniform cable of mass M and length L is placed. A uniform cable of mass M, length L is placed on a horizontal surface such that 1 by nth part is hanging below the edge of the surface. Suppose there is a horizontal surface like table. Here, the uniform chain is kept on the horizontal level such that 1/nth of length of the chain is hanging. So length of the chain hanging is L is equal to L by N. That is given. To lift the hanging part onto the table, work done. So work done to lift the hanging part. What is the work done? That is the question mark. Okay, I think already it is there in the concepts only. Okay, all of you see here on the horizontal surface, a chain of uniform chain of length L is kept. Of course, mass is not given, so it's a mass capital. So a chain of length capital is kept on the table so that 1/nth length of 1/nth of length 1 by nth of length of the chain is hanging. That means length of the chain hanging is L by N. Okay, it is hanging. Then what is the amount of work done to pull the hanging part onto the table? So what is the amount of work done to pull the hanging part onto the table against the gravitational force or against their weight? That is the question they ask. Okay. So here, as the hanging part is not a point mass, its mass is extended up to the length equal to 1/8 of its total length, small l. Okay, then the central mass of the hanging part is 0 new, because this hanging part is the extended object. Hanging part అనేది దాని పాయింట్ మాస్ కాదది, కొంత లెంత్ వరకు దాని మాస్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అయింది కాబట్టి దానికి సెంట్రల్ మాస్ కన్సిడర్ చేయి. ఈ సెంట్రల్ మాస్ దగ్గర ఈ హ్యాంగింగ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క టోటల్ మాస్ ఉంది అనుకుంటే, ఈ టోటల్ మాస్ జస్ట్ సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ది టేబుల్ మీద తీసుకెళ్ళడానికి ఎంత వర్క్ అయితే జరుగుతుందో, దట్ ఈస్ ద total work done in lifting the hanging part onto the table. What is the mass of the hanging part? Mass of the hanging part is equal to m is equal to 1/8 of length of the chain hang అవుతుంది కాబట్టి mass కూడా 1/8 of mass, 1/8 of mass hang అవుతుంది. Okay, 1/8 of the mass. Therefore, work done is equal to work done in pulling the hanging part onto the table is equal to work done to pull the central mass onto the table. What is the distance to be pulled upwards? What is the distance of the central mass, displacement of the central mass to reach onto the table? That is equal to small l by 2. No, h is equal to small l by 2. Isn't it? ఇక్కడ హ్యాంగింగ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క సెంట్రల్ మాస్ మిడ్ పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఉంటుందండి. చైన్ మొత్తాన్ని పైకి పుల్ చేయడానికి చేసే వర్క్ దీని యొక్క సెంట్రల్ మాస్ ని టేబుల్ మీద తీసుకోవడానికి చేసే వర్క్ కి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి సెంట్రల్ మాస్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంటుంది? హ్యాంగింగ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క లెంత్ l అనుకున్నాం కాబట్టి ఇది l by 2 డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉంటుంది కదా, అది h అనుకుంటే ఈ సెంట్రల్ మాస్ దగ్గర ఉన్న హ్యాంగింగ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క టోటల్ మాస్ ని h distance పైకి పుల్ చేయాలి. చేసే వర్క్ ఎంత? మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది మాస్ ఎట్ ద సెంట్రల్ మాస్, దట్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది హ్యాంగింగ్ పార్ట్ ఇంటూ z ఇంటూ h. దట్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు m అంటే క్యాపిటల్ M by n ఇంటూ z ఇంటూ h అంటే l by 2 కదా, l by 2. సారీ h అంటే l by 2, l అంటే మళ్ళీ క్యాపిటల్ బై n కదా. సో mz l అంటే క్యాపిటల్ L by n, by 2 is here, or by n is here. So work done is equal to mg capital L by 2n square. This is the work done to pull the hanging part onto the table. This is the problem. Already this problem, this answer, this concept is already in our notes. Same formula we are having in the notes also. Okay. Okay, next 12th one. You see the next problem. You see the next problem. Twelfth problem. You read, a block of mass small m is kept on a platform which starts from rest with constant acceleration g by 2 upward as shown in the figure. Work done by the normal reaction on the block is, you see here, the block of mass m is kept on the platform. Here there is a block of mass small m that is kept on the platform. So here it is the platform. It is the platform. Okay. A block of mass small m is kept on the platform. Here the platform starts from rest with constant acceleration. Here initial velocity of the platform is 0. Platform move upwards with an acceleration a is equal to g by 2 is given. Okay, as shown in the figure. Work done by the normal reaction. In this case, what is the normal reaction? Okay, here you see. What is the work as shown in the figure? Work done by the normal action on the block only they asked. So what is the normal action acts on the block? Here while the block move upward direction, what are the forces acts? One, weight of the body acts in downward direction. So mg acts in downward direction. Okay, because of this weight mg, is it breaks the platform and it comes down? No. Along with the lift it more upwards means definitely at the plane of contact of the block and the platform, the block exerts the reaction force on the body in upward direction, which is called normal reaction. That means on the block there are two forces acts, normal action upwards and weight downwards. Even then, as the block move upwards along with the platform, because if the platform move upwards with an acceleration A, means the block also move along with the platform upwards with the same acceleration A. No? That's why on the block, two forces N and Mg acts in opposite direction. Even then, as the block travel in upward direction along with the platform, definitely this force will be greater than this one. So net force acts on the block. Net force acts on the block is equal to N minus Mg. That is equal to mass into acceleration of the block. Acceleration of the block is same as the acceleration of the platform only. No? With what acceleration the platform travel upwards, with the same acceleration block also travels. That's why into A. So therefore, normal reaction is equal to Mg plus M. Of course, we know this formula. Mg plus M into A means G by 2. So when you take LCM, you will get 3 Mg by 2. No? It is the normal reaction acts on the body. Okay, so in T seconds, no doubt normal reaction is constant. So with this constant normal reaction, in a time T seconds, they asked in a time T seconds. In a time T seconds, what is the displacement of the body? In a time T seconds, what is the whatever the displacement of the platform, the displacement of the block also equal to same only, no? That's why displacement of platform in T seconds. Displacement of platform in time T. S is equal to ut plus half its square. U is 0, no? That's why ut means 0 plus half A into T square. A means G by 2. That's why half into G by 2 into T square. That is equal to GT square by 4. It is the displacement of the platform. Okay, in this time T, the displacement of the platform is S is equal to this one, means the displacement of the block also same, no? So because of normal reaction, what is the work done? They asked it. Normal reaction is in upward direction, and whereas the displacement of the platform or displacement of the block is also equal to same, that is also in upward direction. Therefore, total work done by the normal reaction. Work done by normal reaction is equal to normal force, normal reaction and displacement both are in the same direction. That's why normal reaction into displacement. Normal reaction is equal to 3mg by 2 into displacement is equal to gt square by 4. Therefore, 3 by 8 m g square t square, no? 3 by 8 m g square t square. So this is the answer. This is the work done by normal reaction. So this method is important. The model problem is important. Okay. Next. Just we are having only 2 problems more. Just we are having 2 problems. Thirteenth problem. Okay, next. So what is the work done by normal reaction? They asked. So work done by normal reaction is equal to 3 by 8 mg square t square. First, while the platform moving upwards, the block is moving upwards with the platform. Okay, then what is the normal reaction acts on the block? In this case, means this one. With this normal reaction, what is the work done on the block? In a time t seconds, they asked. So in a time t seconds, whatever the displacement of the platform, the displacement of the block is also same, no? That's the displacement of the platform in a time t is equal to from s is equal to ut plus half its square. Because the platform travel with constant acceleration upwards. కాబట్టి displacement is equal to ut plus half its square. అయితే starts from rest అన్నాడు కాబట్టి initial velocity 0. Half a అంటే g by 2 into t square. We got displacement this one. Therefore, work done by normal action on the block is equal to normal reaction n into displacement of the block also along with the platform only in upward direction. That is s. As n and s both are in the same direction, ns cos 0 means ns. N means we have substituted tmt by 2, s means dt square by 4. So ultimately we got the result. Okay, next. Right. Next problem. You see 13th problem. Actually, Sai, here in our mobile, I think in our mobile or in our laptop, there are two screens. One is video screen is there, both you can see. నెక్స్ట్ ఈ షేర్ స్క్రీన్ అంటే క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ కూడా ఉంది, నీకు రెండు స్క్రీన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. దాంట్లో నువ్వు క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ ఉన్న స్క్రీన్ జస్ట్ ట్యాప్ చేయి, అంటే టచ్ చేయి, టచ్ చేస్తే అది పెద్దగా వచ్చే స్క్రీన్ మొత్తం ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. లేదు వీడియో ఉన్న స్క్రీన్ టచ్ చేసావు అనుకో, ఆ వీడియో మొత్తం ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా సాయి? Of course I do keep like that only. You suppose if you want to see the board alone, that then we can just you tap the video streaming screen. Okay, then it will be magnified. It will occupy total display of your phone or your system. Okay, now 13th problem, you see, a particle moves in one dimension from rest under the influence of the force that varies with the distance traveled by the particle as shown in the figure. Kinetic energy of the particle after it has traveled 3 meter distance is dash. Here we are given force versus distance graph. Force versus distance graph, that is given like this. Force versus distance graph is given like this. Force versus distance graph, 2 meter, here 1 meter is here. Here it is just you see the diagram. Distance is given in meter and force is given in Newton. So here it is 2 Newton, here 1 Newton, and here it is 3 Newton. So graph is given like this. Have you seen the graph? Okay, now the kinetic energy of the particle. Here a particle moves in one dimension from rest. Okay, now you see, stop your video sharing. Okay, right. Here 13th problem, last but one problem. Force acts on a body varies with the distance according to the graph given like this. Initially it starts from rest, that's why initial velocity is 0. Okay, then what is the kinetic energy of the particle after it has traveled a distance of 3 meter? 3 meter means this one. After it has traveled a distance up to 3 meter, what is the kinetic energy? Suppose if you know the final velocity of the body after s is equal to 3 meter, after s is equal to 3 meter distance traveled, then we know the kinetic energy, because here what is the area under the graph? Area under the graph, fs graph means what gives the area under the graph? Area under the, very good. Area under the graph is equal to work done, because fs graph, area under the graph into f, area under the graph means f into s, no? So area is equal to work done, that is equal to f into s. Okay, you find the area. That work done is equal to net work done by all the forces on the body gives area under the graph, which is equal to change in kinetic energy half mv square minus half mu square. As initially the body starts from rest, u0, therefore work done is equal to, work done means area, area is equal to work done, that is equal to half m square. So what is the kinetic energy of the body means k is equal to area only. K is equal to area. Okay, here they ask for the kinetic energy only. So this is equal to area under the graph. How we can find area under the graph? How we can find? You see here up to this area under the graph means this is the total area. Okay, in this you take, this is one rectangle and it is triangle. Rectangle plus triangle, the sum of the areas of these two. Rectangle area means length into breadth. Length means 3 meter, breadth means 2 Newton. So 2 into 3 plus area of this triangle half. Base means 3 minus 2. Base means 3 minus 2 into height means 3 minus 2 here also, because this is the height now. 3 minus 2. Therefore this is equal to 6 plus here 1, here 1 by 2. So 1 into 1 means 1 by 2. So this is equal to 6.5 meter, 6.5 joules. Therefore, kinetic energy acquired by the body is equal to 6.5 joules after it has covered a distance equal to 3 meter. Suppose if they ask the what is the kinetic energy acquired after 2-meter displacement or 2-meter distance travel, means up to 2 meter only we have to consider the area under the forced displacement, forced distance travel. Okay, in this way you have to do. Okay, last problem. So this is the last problem in this work for energy. These are the previous problems. Yesterday, I think I have sent 2020 question papers. 2020 question papers, all question papers, I think. 6 question papers are there. All those question papers I kept in the group. I think you have seen those papers. Okay. Here you read the problem. A block of mass m Okay, now you see. Okay. A block of mass m lying on a 14th problem. A block of mass m lying on the smooth horizontal floor. So a block of mass m lying on the smooth horizontal surface is attached to the spring of negligible mass of spring constant K. The other end of the spring is fixed as shown in the figure. The block is initially at rest. So block is initially at rest in its equilibrium position. Okay. If now the block is pulled with a constant force F, the maximum speed of the block is the maximum speed of the block they asked. Okay. Okay. Have you seen the question? Now look at the board. Here, whenever the block is here initially before application of the force, it is at rest under equilibrium condition. Equilibrium means net force is 0 here. Okay, now whenever it is at rest, now the constant force F is applied and it is displaced like this. Because of this applied force, initially whenever the block is here, it is at rest when no force is applied. Here no compression or no extension also. That's why here no spring force is there. Here no external force is there. Along vertical direction, weight and normal action balances. That's why net force is 0. That's why it is under equilibrium. That's why it is at rest. Now by applying this force, initially there is no spring force, no. So when you apply this force, then the block starts moving towards right. As long as the block moving towards right, okay, then the spring extends. Due to that, the spring force gradually acts on the block in backward direction. As long as applied force is greater than the spring force here, the block move in forward direction, and after reaching certain position, at which the force applied and extension of the spring force developed both are equal in magnitude. That means F is equal to kx. At that time, net force becomes 0. You see, ఇక్కడ మనం బ్లాక్ మీద అప్లై చేసిన ఫోర్స్ తోటి గ్రాడ్యువల్ గా ఇటువైపు డిస్ప్లేస్ అవుతూ వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ ద స్ప్రింగ్ ఆల్సో గ్రాడ్యువల్ ఇంక్రీజ్. సో స్ప్రింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ఆల్సో గ్రాడ్యువల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ whenever the block moving towards right because of this force. Yet one after it has displaced by certain distance, say x, whenever it has displaced certain distance x, at that time the spring force developed and the applied force both are equal in magnitude. At that time net force becomes 0. At that time the velocity acquired is maximum. V is equal to V max. Velocity acquired is maximum. Here they asked what is the maximum speed? This maximum speed they asked. So whenever the force becomes, net force becomes 0, at that time what is the maximum velocity acquired by the block, they asked. After that, suppose if you are still applying the force like this only, then whenever the same force pull the block in this direction, the extension further increases so that spring force developed is greater than the F. That's why the body travel with a deceleration, and after reaching some extreme position, it comes to rest. So it makes to-and-fro oscillations like this. So here, this is the mean position of the block. Mean position of the block. Whenever it is under equilibrium, it lies at the mean position. At mean position, whatever the velocity of the block, that is the maximum velocity. How we can find? How we can find the maximum velocity? Here we see, whenever the block displaces from this position to this position, as it is under equilibrium, whenever it is under equilibrium, then only the speed acquired is maximum. Because up to this, there is a net force acts on the block towards right. That's why velocity gradually increases, and whenever it reaches the point, as the net force becomes 0, velocity becomes maximum. After that, when it is further displaced, kx becomes greater than f. That's why the force, retarding force acts in this direction. Due to that, velocity gradually decreases. So only at this point position only, as the net force is 0, velocity acquired is maximum. That velocity is how much they ask. So whenever the net force becomes 0 at this point, in this time, what is the displacement of the body? That is equal to x. If the displacement of the body is x, then the extension of spring is also x. No? Here, whenever the block moves in this direction, as the spring force Fs acts on the block opposite to their motion, due to spring force, negative work is done. Due to the applied force, positive work is done. Therefore, what is the net work done? Net work done is equal to force due to action, work done due to external force, force due to applied force, work done due to applied force, or work due to external force plus work due to spring force. That is the net work done, which is equal to change in kinetic energy, half mv square minus half mu square. Okay, therefore, work done by the external force means constant external force is applied on the block towards right. That's why with the constant force F, as the block displaces a distance x, then work done by the external force is equal to F into x plus work done by the spring. Whenever the block moves in this direction, spring exerts the force on the block opposite to their motion. That's why negative work is done by the spring force. What is that negative work done by the spring force whenever it is having extension x? ఇక్కడ బ్లాక్ x డిస్టెన్స్ డిస్ప్లేస్ అయినప్పుడు స్ప్రింగ్ కూడా x లెంత్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ అవుతుంది కదా. ఆ స్ప్రింగ్ యొక్క లెంత్ x లెంత్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ అయినప్పుడు స్ప్రింగ్ వలన బ్లాక్ మీద దానికి మోషన్ కి అగైనెస్ట్ గా జరిగే నెగిటివ్ వర్క్ ఎంత? ఎందుకంటే స్ప్రింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ఇటువైపు ఉంటే డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి వాట్ ఈస్ ద వర్క్ నెగిటివ్ వర్క్ డన్ బై ద స్ప్రింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ఆన్ ది బ్లాక్? ఎనీబడి ఎల్స్ రెస్పాండ్ హియర్. వర్క్ డన్ బై ద స్ప్రింగ్ ఫోర్స్ ఆన్ ది బ్లాక్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫార్ములా? వెరీ గుడ్, half kx square. Ablash, half kx square. Energy stored in the spring is half kx square only. Work done by the spring on the block is also half kx square only. Half kx square. Very good. Here, this is the total work done or net work done. That is equal to, here, final kinetic energy half m into maximum velocity. Here is v max. V is equal to v max square minus initial velocity 0. That's why initial kinetic energy 0. Here, answer is given in terms of fk. X is not there. From this, x can be written as f by k. No, therefore you write f into x means f by k minus k by 2 into x square means f by k whole square means f square by k square, because answer is given in terms of f and k only. That is equal to half m into v max square. Therefore, f square by k minus here k square cancel. F square by 2k is equal to half m into v max square. Therefore, when you take LCM, you will get f square by 2k. No? F square by 2k is equal to 1 by 2 into mv maximum square. Here 2 cancel. Therefore, v max square is equal to f square by m into k. M into k. Or v max is equal to root of this one means f by root mk. No? F by root mk. This is the maximum speed acquired by the body. So f by root mk, that is the answer. So fourth option, that is the answer. So in this way, these are the circular motion. Only one problem is asked in circular motion in these 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020 problems these are. Okay, here only one circular motion problem was asked, and the remaining problems are related to work power energy only. I think when you have seen these problems, how depth they are asking in mains, you can understand. Okay, that's why don't neglect the subject. Just మీకు చెప్పిన సార్స్ ఏ టాపిక్స్ అయితే చెప్పారో ఓన్లీ ఆ ఒక్కటి చదువుకున్నా కూడా డెఫినెట్ గా మీరు 15 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేయొచ్చండి. మోర్ దాన్ ఎనఫ్ టు గెట్ ద సీట్ గెటింగ్ ర్యాంక్. Okay, that's why all of you do work sincerely. Okay, right, Nana. Here I will send this assignment to you, and I will upload this recorded video also. I will upload in the YouTube so that you can see. I think you are having my ID also. Okay, Narayana Sharma simply. Okay, right, Nana. Have a nice day. Today evening we are having study hour from 4 to 5:30. Okay, sorry, 3 to 4:30. Right. Bye, Nana.